Are you tired of being overcharged and forced into paying a monthly subscription for your Mac and Windows software? Well, if you are, currently we're having a 50% off discount on all the latest Mac and Windows software, such as AutoCAD, SolidWorks, Photoshop, Microsoft Office, and much more. Our 50% off discount will be ending soon, so be sure to text us "Need Software" to 213-640-9738. That's 213-640-9738. We aim to please, so expect 24/7 technical support, the latest premium software, instant software links delivered to your email, and PayPal Buyer's Protection Guarantee.
The white supremacists use division as a weapon, dividing our families, our wealth, rewarding traitors, murdering heroes. Yet we survived. We fought for our reparations. Now it's our turn to divide and administer God's power. I am Agent Nuria Sellers, a foundational Black American. I promise that nothing will come between us. Buy the sci-fi novel, Nothing Will Come Between Us, available January 22nd. Pre-order online today at Amazon and Google Play. SpiritofAT11Publishing.com. Our story, our family.
My name is Black Ice.
And I'm Akis, and we're the Black Narrative.
We are a Black First and Hebrew Israelite channel on YouTube that broadcasts live every Tuesday and Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Every week, we discuss controversial issues and challenge false narratives that are fed to Black people through mass media. We share research through videos and encourage uncomfortable conversations amongst the Black community. Look up The Black Narrative on YouTube or go to our website, www.theblacknarrative.tv. Shalom.
Racism is the most powerful system on the planet, yet it is often perceived as the most taboo subject to discuss. World-renowned activist and best-selling author Tariq Nasheed takes on this challenge head-on in his new book, Foundational Black American Race Baiter. This is the most important book you will need in order to understand the mechanisms of systemic racism and how to counter this system. Get Foundational Black American Race Baiter now at Amazon and BarnesandNoble.com. Also get limited autographed collector's editions of the book at officialfba.com. Welcome to the Late Night Creep. DJ. What's going on, guys? Got to get that late night slow jam groove going on. What's up? It's Tariq. Welcome to Tariq Radio. We're making it do what it do. We're bumping some of that Mink slide. This is from the album from last year. This is from Crushed Velvet. This is Come to Me, Mink Slide. We're bumping some of that slow jam Mink Slide, ladies and gentlemen. Man, we're here, late night. I had to put on some late night music for the family. We're gonna chop up some late night game. Let me bump some of this Mink Slide. Some of y'all haven't even heard. This is from the last album. Hold on. You gotta bump this, grind on somebody. Oh, you gotta grind on somebody with this one. Oh man, look, we're here. We're gonna chop up some great game on tonight's broadcast, man. Tonight's show, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's show is brought to you by a book called My Shining Star by author Tyrus McKnight. It's available right now on Amazon and Kindle. It's a children's book about a foundational Black American New Orleans father by the name of Terry McCoy and his daughter trying to cope with the death of his wife. This is a journey of trying to explain death and overcome grief. My Shining Star, available right now on Amazon Kindle, ladies and gentlemen. So listen, let everybody know that we're live right now. Hit that thumbs up button, hit that like button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button. We're going to talk about some real stuff on tonight's broadcast. We're going to take that quick commercial break. Don't move a muscle. We'll be right back after these messages, ladies and gentlemen.
Listen up, Squares. You need to get the legendary book on game, The Art of Mackin', by author Tariq Nasheed. Available on Amazon right now. Can you dig it? This book has been a bestseller for 20 years, Jack. And the New York Times called it a classic. That means it's out of sight. So this book ain't for no lames who ain't trying to learn the game. Jive turkeys. So if you're ready to stop slacking in your mackin', get the Art of Mackin' book on Amazon and Barnes & Noble right now, sucker. Rated PG. That stands for plenty of game, jive chumps.
Are you looking to start your own business? Millions of brothers have turned to eBay to escape the rat race. Become your own boss and get the Power Seller Research ebook. It's a comprehensive, step-by-step guide that explains how to start an eBay business. The website is powersellerresearch.com. Again, that's powersellerresearch.com.
What's up, family? You guys need to check out this cookie company out of Houston, Texas called The Cookie Confidant. Man, they sell these beautiful, delicious, huge cookies right out of Houston, Texas, man. And the brother has been in business since 2017. And I've tried these cookies, man. They are bomb, bomb, bomb. Very delicious. My personal favorite are the chocolate chip pecan cookies, man. They are bomb. Y'all need to go to cookieconfidant.com to get these cookies. Black-owned company, man. They got chocolate chip peanut butter cookies, white chocolate cookies with sprinkles, man. So anything you like in a cookie, they got it. So again, go to cookieconfidant.com. That's cookieconfidant.com. Listen, are you ashy as hell? Do you have dry, parched skin? Does your elbows look like elephant knees? If so, you want to get your skin from crusty to lovely, go to ashkickin.com to get all the lotions, lubricants, and body butters that you need to get your skin in order. They got all types of health and beauty products, everything you need. They got incense, things to make your house smell good, things to make you smell good. So again, go to ashkickin.com. Again, that's ashkickin.com.
Bro, stop playing and start spraying. Leave an op on the ground where you stand. At all costs, yeah, make sure you protect it. Old goon juice, the formula been tested. You can defend yourself. If you find that you need a little help, gotta stay ready. Ain't no love in the street. Pepper spray straight to the face, make them get weak. Get it at oldgoonjuice.com. If they thinking you slipping, then tell them to come get them some. If you packing this, you won't be lacking. A shot to the eye in them problems you having. Maximal strip, hit them haters on ground, so you can feel free when you out in the town. Old goon juice, and don't forget a shirt, man. You gotta stay ready, that evil on alert. Yeah.
Let's get down to it. You are now tuned in to the godfather of the game. Often imitated and always celebrated.
Stop sloganeering. Sloganeering kills people.
Hey, yo, check this out. It's Tariq Nasheed on Tariq Radio.
Let's go.
Be my goddamn summer law.
Oh, we're here. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. We're back. Right here on Tariq Radio. I got to put the late night music on. Y'all come on in the room. It is late out here in Los Angeles, so I know it's late around the country, and some of you guys listening overseas, it's early around the world. Some of y'all are going to work on the trains out there in the UK. Shout out to my UK family. Shout out to the Amsterdam family. Shout out to the brothers and sisters in Nigeria, Ghana, the Mozambique, Zimbabwe, South African family. I don't know what time it is over there, but shout out to you guys. Somebody from Bahrain is in the chat room. Shout out to Bahrain. Assalamu alaikum. Shout out to the people in Bahrain. All my people in the chat room on YouTube. Let me know what country you're in right now. Shout out to you guys over there. B1 from London. Man, shout out to Detroit. We're here, man. We got a lot we're going to talk about on tonight's broadcast, late night style. Glad you guys are tuning in. I wanted to get the broadcast popping. This has been a very, very busy week, and a new year is about to pop off. So I wanted to make sure I got the broadcast in today because I'm going to be very swamped this week, ladies and gentlemen. And shout out to my Atlanta folks. I'm going to be down there in Atlanta soon. There's something that I want to check out down there as far as having the museum possibly down there. Plus, I got to handle some business out there in Atlanta. So my Atlanta people, y'all be on the lookout. We're going to try to make some moves out there, but we're here. Let's get right into what we're going to talk about on today's broadcast. We're talking about Bootlicks getting their wake-up call. Right now, the white supremacists, they are tightening up their reins. They are circling their wagons. A lot of the old bootlicks, they are disposing of them. A lot of them are getting rid of their old bootlicks. Family, the bootlick game just don't work. Black people, you should have learned this lesson by now. All the bootlicking that black people are trying to do, it is going to be for naught. It just doesn't work. There is no bootlick retirement plan. There is no bootlick retirement plan. And as we see white supremacists tightening up the literal and proverbial noose, there's some black folks who say, well, let me just step up my cooning. Let me step up my buck dancing. Let me just step up my skinning and grinning. And I'm not going to be like these other Negroes trying to fight the system. No. I'm going to go along with everything massa do. I'm going to smile and be the best bootlick, because when they put us back in captivity, because that's what a lot of black people are hoping. They're hoping that it's just going to be another plantation jubilee. I'm just going to be the best slave. And right now, these people have a genocidal agenda to a certain degree. They're talking about population tailoring at this point. So it's not going to be no comfortable plantation living. That's not happening. So with the white supremacists, they are getting rid of all of their old school bootlicks. They're turning on them. They're turning on the Candace Owenses of the world and people like that. And one good old bootlick that's been around for a few decades, Jesse Lee Peterson. Boy, the white people are turning on Jesse Lee Peterson, his people that he was close with. Now, Jesse Lee Peterson is an old school coon. And Jesse Lee Peterson is such a coon, he's hilarious to me. He's such a hardcore and dedicated Sambo. He's actually entertaining to a certain degree, in almost a very perverse way. You're entertained by him. Now, let's be very clear. People like him are very dangerous. Don't be fooled by the entertainment value. But Jesse Lee he's still a dangerous Sambo, but he's very entertaining, and he's a hardcore dedicated coon. Now, family, some white people that he was hooked up with, they done came out talking about how he's not living up to the word of God and all this because of his homosexuality. Now, family, I've been telling you guys this about Jesse Lee Peterson for years. I've told people for years that I thought Jesse Lee Peterson had a hankering for bussy. I've been saying this, and when we had him on ISM Radio a few years ago, I actually asked him. He denied it. But let me play a clip of Jesse's people. I put it on my social media, but I'm going to play it now. These are some white folks that Jesse was cool with, and they're turning on Jesse. I want y'all to listen to this. These are Jesse's people. Now, hold on one second. Hold on. Here we go. Let me get my volume together, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go.
Financially, but for many years, and you were under the impression that he really was.
That was me. Yes.
He was really a righteous, free of sin man.
That's what he portrays himself.
But
righteous. He doesn't sin anymore. He's not angry. He's not fearful. But he's all those things.
Right.
He's a sexual deviant and has been for many, many years.
Because you tell the audience what you said about pornography.
I rented 3 months worth of pornography for him, all 6 channels. He wanted all 6 channels on DirecTV, channels 595 to 600. He tried to turn me.
What did he do?
There's many times where he tried to.
Let's get away from the door, guys.
Provoke me into a homosexual sex. But I'm not one, so I didn't buy into it. And after a while, I was like, let's not do this huggy stuff, stuff like this, because I'm just not that way. But I didn't think.
What did he do?
Homosexual.
Did he do something
until
beyond?
I heard about him actually having sex with other men.
Yes.
And then I oh wow, that fits what happened to me.
Did he go do something beyond hugging with you?
Yeah, he would. There was one occasion where he reached his hand under my underwear, going toward my genitals, but he never touched them because I didn't react to it.
He was testing you.
I'm a heterosexual, so I didn't react to it.
Okay, so that's Jesse. That's Jesse Lee Peterson's people. One of his folks. That's Jesse Lee Peterson's people. Hold on. Let me go to Jesse's page. Just so y'all can remember what Jesse looked like. Hold on. Where's Jesse Lee Peterson? Where's Jesse Lee Peterson's page? I'm trying to find his damn Twitter page. Jesse, where's your page? Jesse, where are you? Oh, there you go, messy Jesse. This is Jesse Lee. Now, family, I done told y'all for years, Jesse is messy. Listen, here's the thing about people like Jesse. Jesse's 70 years old? He said he has one kid, but Jesse doesn't really have children. He said he had a kid when he was younger. He said he had a kid when he was younger. Let me go back to my main picture. And Jesse's not married. Listen, when you have an old Negro who's 70 years old, you ain't got no kids or just one kid or something like that, and you ain't married, that raises red flags. You understand? You're not even married to a white woman. Sheriff Clark is a hardcore coon, but at least he has a white woman. And Sheriff Clark, he doesn't think that he's black anyway. He thinks he's a dark Caucasian. He thinks he's a dark-skinned white man. But see, the thing is, here's the thing. Jesse Lee Peterson is a level 5 coon. And, there's certain levels to cooning. And a lot of coons, a lot of the bootlicks they get usually are non-FBA tethers. So these niggas are buck dancing for a green card. They'll say anything and do anything for a green card. But when you have an FBA coon like Jesse or a Larry Elder is FBA, and Jesse Lee Peterson is FBA. Usually there's a moisture there when you get to that level in your FBA. And when you are a serious coon. That's why a lot of the coons are usually not FBA. But when you do, the Jessies and all that, usually these are dudes who have literally been buck broken. They've been somebody white done run up in them. Some white man done bent them over and had liberties with these niggas boochie cats. Literally. Because to be a foundational black American, you have to understand systematic white supremacy. There's no way you can deny that. If you are denying white supremacy and you're a foundational black American, you're just lying to yourself. That means you have been spiritually broken. And usually they break you sexually. That's why they break you. Because if they can break you sexually, they can break you mentally and spiritually. So long ago, somebody must have, fondled Jesse Lee Peterson's boy-gina and turned him out. And I've known that this man, I've had a hankering or a feeling that this dude was very moist. And now his people are coming out and saying it. And let's not forget, a year or so ago, they caught Jesse liking some white gay porn. He thought he was logging into his Finsta account. He logged into an account and he he didn't log back out. He didn't log back out of his main account, and somebody saw him liking some white male porn, gay male porn. So yeah, we know Jesse's get down. And that's the thing about buck breaking. When you buck break a man, you turn them out. They're not going to fight white supremacy. And notice how coons are. Really, to be a coon, to be a Sambo, you have to waive some of your masculinity. That makes you less of a man to be a buck dancing Sambo. And a lot of you bootlicks are getting that wake up call. You might as well stand on your feet and fight instead of being bent over, letting them run up in you, and then they still beating you some more. See, y'all, you get this sick, perverse liking to that shit. A lot of these dudes, man, a lot of them, they get so much self-hate inundated in their brain, they start liking the abuse. You got a lot of niggas out here who really like being abused by white people. They're so used to it. Let's be very clear. There's a lot of Negroes who are used to being abused. And if they're not abused, they feel strange. They've gotten comfortable with white zaddy abusing them. I've never been comfortable with any type of systematic abuse, and I will never be comfortable with that. But see, they know who to get. The dominant society, they know who to get. They know who to elevate. They know how to get these Negroes, and they know that they can take them in a room somewhere and run up in them and give them that Andrew Gillum treatment. You understand? But when you become a bootlicking Sambo, that takes away from your manhood. It makes you less than a man to be a buck dancing Sambo. Somebody in the chat room say they have battered bussy syndrome. But listen to how some of these bootlicks talk. There's another Sambo. He's with his white wife. Even if these dudes are married to white women, they still have that buck dancing Sambo spirit. You understand? Like this guy here. Let me find this video of this guy. Where is this guy? Right here. One of these MAGA Negroes. And this dude, I think he's non-FBA. This dude here. And he got him a white woman. This dude right here. Now listen to this Sambo's voice. Hold on.
Hey, hi everybody, we're at the Mega Mall and we still haven't met any white supremacists. What do you think?
And it's like 99% of white people here.
And we haven't met any white supremacists yet. Bye.
99% of white people here. It's like 99% of white people here. It's like 99% of white people here. And it's like 99% of white people here.
Good Lord. Lord, that Negro's voice. Look at this Sambo right here. Look at him. It's like 99% white people here. Giggling like a bitch. I don't think this dude is FBA, but look how goofy and moist these niggas are, even if they got a woman. And, you know, they get these white women, they know they can drag these Negroes around. They know that these are their little puppet Negroes who these white women be pinging. They be using strap-ons on these dudes. These white women do all types of shit to niggas like this. You can tell. She probably does all types of slave play stuff with this dude. Like 99% white people here. Doing the coon laugh. Oh, God. Listen, man, the only thing you have is your manhood and integrity if you are a man. Somebody said that's a Nigerian face. I know this. I get non-FBA vibes from this dude. I get heavy non-FBA vibes from this dude. But we got to understand how the game is played out here. The bootlicks are, a lot of them are getting their wake-up call, and let's be very clear. They're dipping back into their pool of bootlicks because right now they're going to try to tighten up the agenda against us. Out there in New York, where are my New York people? in New York, what they're trying to do, they're getting their bootlick officials in place. So when they start unleashing these draconian racist laws against black people, they're going to point to the black so-called leadership, which is not leadership at all. You know, they got what's his name? Eric Adams. They got him out there. And they just selected this new female police chief, Kashant Sewell. Can't pronounce her name, but they got this sister. And the thing about this sister here, this is her. This is Kashant. And I'm getting a lot of stud vibes from this lady, by the way, guys. They're trying to doll her up. They're trying to put a little rouge on her. They're trying to put a little makeup on her. But family, to be real, I'm getting a lot of stud vibes off this woman here. I'm getting some strappy vibes off of her. All right, New York, y'all better be ready. Because when they start elevating certain black people, talking about, hey, this person right here is the new leader, you ain't never heard of them, they pulled him out of somewhere. Somebody said she's South African. I don't know. Sewell, where is she from? Because what they do, they try to hide these people's background. Where is this woman from? I'm getting some non-FBA vibes, and I'm also getting some LGBT vibes. This is her right here. I guess these are her parents right here. Okay, I don't know. But just imagine them putting a strappy up there in New York, and she's already down with some of the draconian laws and policies, some of the new stop and frisk laws that they're going to have, where they're going to target black folks, some of these new little policies that they're going to use. So she's already in favor of a lot of that stuff, from what I understand. So she's not going to punish any police. This is just going to be the black face that puts a rubber stamp on everything. This is going to be the black splainer. So when they start abusing black people en masse out there in New York, they're going to roll her out and be like, hey, we're not racist. Our leader is black. And she's going to get out here splaining. This is why they didn't hid this woman's history. You can't find nothing on her. That's another red light or red flag. When they put these people out here and you can't find any information about their background or nothing, something is strange about that. Something is very strange about that. So y'all better watch out. All of my New York family. And we got to watch out everywhere, because they're pulling bootlicks out of everywhere, and they're still going to give these bootlicks the wake-up call. But they got to dig deeper and be more blatant with the bootlicks that they put out here. So again, in New York, I'm getting some LGBT vibes, some lesbian vibes from this woman. So you can imagine some of the black male hatred, because they're not going to elevate anybody who doesn't have anti-black hatred, especially for black males. And who else has that kind of hatred than a lot of these non-FBA studs? Boy, they can't. They hate black Americans, foundational black Americans, with a passion, particularly black men. Boy, they can't wait to do the job of Zaddy. Yeah, somebody said Eric Adams, his cop history has been wiped clean. Man, when they pull these people out here and you don't know nothing about their backgrounds, that's a red flag. And your boy, Jim Clyburn, boy, they're wheeling him out. Now, Jim Clyburn, y'all, boy, Jimmy. Man, Jimmy. Jim Clyburn put up this tweet. Now, family, we've been trying to get reparations from the Democrats. We've been hollering at Jim Clyburn about, hey, Jim, can you speak up for some reparations? James, What's up? No, ain't no reparation. Ain't nobody gonna do no reparation. He done told us to go to hell. Now, this is James Clyburn a couple of days ago. I'm pleased that my bill, the Catawba, am I pronouncing that right? Catawba, the Catawba Indian Lands Act was included in the NDAA President Biden signed into law today. The Catawba, that's what it's Catawba. This is the first step towards rectifying the wrongs perpetuated against the Catawba Indian Nation and addressing the historical inequities they face. Family, this Negro here, he's up here talking about fixing and addressing the inequities perpetrated against a Native American tribe. But when we start talking about what we need, well, we don't need nothing. I don't want nothing. When we say, hey, James, can you speak for us, brother? Your fellow black folks. I don't want nothing. Oh, remember when he got on TV and they asked him about what's going to be done for black folks? Y'all remember? And this was his answer. Hold on one second. Hold on.
How do you want Joe Biden to pay you back?
Pay me back? I don't want anything out of this. All I want is a country that my children and grandchildren can be able to develop in and be able to pursue their dreams and aspirations. I've been around. I'm full scores. I'm beyond the promise. So I'm not here for me. No,
I think you have a lot of promise. I think you have a lot of promise left, Congressman Clyburn. How do you want Joe Biden to pay you back?
Okay, that's your boy. That's your boy, Bojangles James Clyburn. He really talks like that. Yes, he does. He really talks like a goddamn slave. That is your boy, James Clyburn. They asked, hey, man, what are you going to do for black folks? And boy, the butter biscuits, he starts singing about butter biscuits. Now, you talk about other groups, we're going to fix. When it came to the Indians, notice it wasn't all that, well, I built a country so they can thrive in and they can be happy and live the American dream. And none of those slogans and empty catchphrases. They signed bills and laws so that the Catawba Indians can get casinos, family. They're talking about money. Let's be very clear. The Catawba Indians, they're getting casinos. They're getting money, dude. They are getting money. It ain't none of that. I want to just be happy to be here. Just a place where my babies can thrive. None of that stuff. Here's a casino. Here's some casinos so that you guys can make money specifically for your group. None of that buck dancing talk. Immediately, it's right to the point. We signed a bill. It ain't a study. We are not going to do HR 40 and HR 41 and HR 42 and HR 43, and we're going to study some more and have a meeting and have Herschel Walker at the meeting and then have another meeting and have Danny Glover at the meeting. It's none of this time-wasting showboating. It's right to the tangibles with other groups. Family, this is why stay your ass out of these voting booths unless they're coming with the tangibles. Come on. They're talking about tangibles for other groups. And when it comes to us, boy, the butter biscuits. Hey, Jim, what you gonna do for Foundation of Black Americans? Hold on. So yeah, we get niggas singing about them butter biscuits. When it comes to us, boy, it's butter biscuit babble. Family, we have to shut that down. We have to check them. And the reason why they keep on doing it is because we sit here and we still go vote for some damn catfish nuggets. Somebody said Michelle Obama is running in 2024. That would be a major thing. But we still better not go for the okie doke. Yeah, that Michelle Obama running is the only chance that the Democrats have right now. That's the only chance they have, the novelty of that, because the Democrats, they're dead in the water right now. And if Michelle Obama runs, she better be talking about some damn reparations. If Michelle Obama is running, she better be talking about reparations. We're not playing that game. She's not gonna come out there and flaunt her blackness and be the first black this and black that and not talking about doing things for black people, because they know they tried that with Kamala Harris, and we saw through Kamala Harris. So they're getting ready to groom Michelle Obama right now, and Michelle Obama is going to have to come through with the tangibles. She's going to have to come through if she's going to come forward. And a lot of people are talking about her coming forward for 2024. But it's all about tangibles for us, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're talking about. No tangibles, no vote. We're not playing no games, ladies and gentlemen. It's deadly out here. We not only do we need specific tangibles for us, we need crime bills that protect us the same way they protect Asians. Right now, did y'all see down in Florida, there was an attack on some black children. A suspected white supremacist down in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale, rammed his car into a group of black children, injuring many of them, killing 2 of them. A lot of people said that, I've been watching the white supremacists online, a lot of them are saying that this was revenge for what happened in Waukesha, Wisconsin, where that black dude ran over a lot of them white people. So a lot of the white supremacists online are saying that this is some form of revenge. And I think that is possibly the case too, because from the testimony of witnesses and other people, looked like the dude did it deliberately. He ran over the kids and kept going and, escaped the scene. And where's this guy? Where's the white supremacist suspect? Let me find his picture real quickly. So this guy, he's down there in Florida, Fort Lauderdale. His name is, let me find out what his name is before I forget here. Hold on. Yeah, his name is Sean Charles Greer. And they had him in court. This is the suspected white supremacist who ran over the kids. And we got to be very careful out here with these so-called random attacks. There was another white supremacist here in Colorado. This neo-Nazi white supremacist in Denver named Lyndon McLeod. He was a hardcore white extremist. And they're soft shoeing talking about this guy. He went on a shooting spree. He shot up a bunch of white people because ain't too many niggas out there in Denver like that. And the niggas who are out there, they're going to be ready. So he started shooting up a bunch of white people, and they done found a whole bunch of white supremacist writings from this guy around the same time that this happened. Now, this guy who ran over the babies, they had this dude in court, and check this out. This dude was in court acting a damn fool. Hold on. They had this dude in court showing out. Hold on one second. Hold on.
Forcibly brings him back, which set off that scuffle.
The court has set bond at $100,000 on counts 3 and 4. As to counts 5 and 6, $50,000 each. As to count 7 and 8, $25,000 each. As to
you can't make me stay in this. All right, bro. Came out to Florida.
There you could hear Greer saying what appears to sound like, "You can't make me stay in this," and then he trails off. Deputies then removed him from the courtroom. The judge ordered Greer be held without bond for 2 probation violations. Greer was also ordered to appear before a judge tomorrow morning.
So this dude, man. So this dude's up in court acting a damn fool. So, you know, we got to be very careful out here. And black people, I've always said this. Yeah, and from what I understand, I think there were some adults with the kids. I think they were getting off a school bus. We got to make sure our babies are good out here, especially in Florida. Florida is just seething, just overflowing with white supremacists. That's the white supremacist headquarters there down in Florida. I mean, they're in every lever of power out there, from the top to the bottom. They're all over. They're crawling in Florida. You understand? So we got to be very careful out here, family. The game is real. And you got to be careful on the workplace, at the workplace. There was a representative, speaking of elected officials, this white woman, and where is she her name is Patricia Morgan. And where is she an elected official in? She's Rhode Island. She's a minority leader, the House of Representatives in Rhode Island. Now, she's one of these people who's on that, one of these anti-black racists who's spewing all of that CRT, critical race theory, that fake nonsense. Whenever you hear people whining and complaining about critical race theory, usually they are suspected white supremacists trying to talk in code. That's all that is. These are a bunch of suspected white supremacists trying to talk in code. But the thing is, she's one of these old school suspected white supremacists, and she's not really good at talking in code. And she slipped up and said what she really felt without speaking in code, and she thought by throwing CRT in there, she could get away with saying all the other racist bullshit she was saying. But look at, this is the tweet, and people got in her ass. People got in her ass about this. Hold on, this is the tweet. She said, "I had a black friend. I liked her, and I think she liked me too. But now she's hostile and unpleasant. I'm sure I didn't do anything to her, except be white. Is that what teachers and our political leaders really want for our society? Divide us because of our skin color? CRT. What the hell are you talking about?" She didn't even know how to codify her racism. She couldn't even, this was a sloppy way of her trying to codify her racism under the banner of CRT. Because CRT is just a code word. Her racism is so blatant, she couldn't even code it right. What the hell does that have to do with critical race theory? Her black friend. Is her black friend in school? What does that have to do with anything? And people are clowning her heavy. Like, look, the fact that you have a black friend singular, that's the problem. Number one. And now, because your black friend doesn't act the way you want her to act, now she's hostile and unpleasant. But let me tell you something. Let me talk to my sisters for a minute. And I talked about this in my brand new book, Foundational Black American Race Baiter. I have a whole chapter talking about workplace racism. Now, the way this woman is talking, Patricia Morgan, I want y'all to really look at what she's saying. Because here's the thing. White women like this, white supremacist suspect women like this, they talk about black women like this all the time. Black women, let me tell you something. No, this is not a Karen. She's a Susan. No, she's older. She's past Karen. This is a whole full-blown Susan. No, Patricia is a Susan. That's the mother and grandmother of Karen. A Susan is an OG Karen. Remember, you got Becky's, Karens, and Susans. But listen. I want black women to understand. This is what these white women say about you behind closed doors at work. See, she said, I liked her. I think she liked me, but now she's hostile and unpleasant. So you know what that means? All that means is the black woman ain't acting like Aunt Jemima around her. That's all that means, family. When a black woman is at the job or around white women and the black woman ain't skinning and grinning and buck dancing and acting like Aunt Jemima, they automatically think the black woman is hostile. If you're not in there showing every tooth in your mouth every day, all day, is Lucretia hostile? Is she angry? Well, she came in and she had an attitude with me. That's all that is. If you're not Candace Owens, they look at you as being hostile. That's all that is. They're real big on that when it comes to sisters. Boy, they want the sisters to come in acting jovial with pancakes, singing Negro spirituals. If you're not doing that, they're complaining. Oh, is she angry? Yeah, she was very hostile to me. And you didn't say nothing to these people. You didn't even acknowledge them. You were in there doing your work and they're sitting up talking about how hostile you are. She's an angry black woman. Boy, these black women are angry with those attitudes. Oh my God. So yeah, this is your sisterhood right here. Y'all better get my book. I break that down heavily in my book, Foundational Black American Race Bait. I really, really go deep in that and break that down. Yes, sisters, there is no girl power camaraderie with these suspected white supremacist women. This is what they be saying when they're behind closed doors. They're very, very funny style when it comes to sisters. And don't let you be an attractive sister. Oh my goodness. Then that's a major problem. That is a major, major problem. But see, this is why I want us to start getting in a position where we are not depending on the approval of the dominant society. I want us to get out of this thing where we feel like we constantly have to get the approval of those in the dominant society. I want us to start getting into power moves, nation building moves. And I don't mean talking about it in a cliche way. I want us to start thinking in terms of building a nation. And we do things in small ways, but we have to step it up. And we have to stop waiting on the approval of the dominant society. See, when you start doing things without the approval of the dominant society, you start making your moves, you're doing the right thing. That's nation building. This is why they get on alert by that. They quickly get on alert. So we have to start not only creating our own customs, our own rules, our own guidelines, our own institutions. And I mean, for real, not just talk that shit. A lot of us, for years, black folks talk that. And then when we start doing it, we see the ones who are real and the ones who are fake. We see the ones who start talking down on it. You understand? People talk about, we need this, we need that. And when we start building it, hey man, why y'all got all that money? You making a lot of money. You sure making a lot of money over there doing all that successful work you doing. Now, we got to get them niggas out the paint. We got to get those type of cats out the paint. When we start doing things that are successful, when we start doing things that are independently successful, see, that scares a lot of Negroes because that means they have to step it up. And a lot of folks don't want to step it up. They're perfectly fine being up under white mommy and white daddy, being the black friend. You understand? I want us to get out of that being the black friend nonsense. We got to start making power moves. And we're doing that. See, us labeling ourselves foundational black Americans, see, that's a power move, ladies and gentlemen, that they can't do anything about because it's a code. Labeling ourselves and giving ourselves a tribal name, that's our tribe. And they can't do anything about that. Once you get on code, see, that's the thing. When people get on code, they can't do anything about a person's code, because the code is in your mind. They can't do anything about it. And see, this is why they're stumbling and stammering, because now we've labeled ourselves. We've given ourselves a tribal identity, foundational Black Americans. So now we've acknowledged what our tribe is. So now all of these outsiders who try to infiltrate and bring in garbage and nonsense, we immediately see who they are. That's power. That's a power move. And we make them non-effective. That's a power move. When we start labeling certain types of bootlicks among us. See, a lot of people criticize us for the term bedwench. That's a term that came from over here. But that's a powerful term because now it's a universally used term. So now we see when these mammies come around caping for zaddy and trying to undermine us, we see you. Oh, we know what you are. You're a bedwench. You got to get out of here. That's a power move. We know how to get the riffraffs from among us. When we get out here and we spread the word talking about white supremacy and giving it a name, family, years ago, I was the only, and I don't really like bragging about myself, but I was the only one on international television, not just national television, not just CNN and Fox. I was on that too, but I was on the BBC, Russia Today. I was on international television repeatedly using the words white supremacy. I would say that over and over in all of the media outlets I would go to. I would just say it over and over and just keep bringing it back to white supremacy. I was literally the only person doing that on a national and international level. And I was being attacked, and a lot of Negroes were scared. Oh, no, don't go there with them white folk talking like that now, Tariq. Don't say that, Tariq. White daddy gonna get you. You keep saying all that white supremacy now. Come on now. You was gonna get us beat. Oh, niggas was bucking their eyes when I was repeatedly saying the word white supremacy. Now, as we see, the word white supremacy is everywhere now. Now we're forcing them to say it because everybody got on code, and we see what the problem is. The problem is white supremacy. It's not just racism. It's not discrimination. It's not injustice. No, there's a specific form of injustice. It's in the form of white supremacy. You understand? When we start doing things on a grassroots level and we stick to it, it's going to take root. And everything comes from the black grassroots. The black grassroots is studied. And here's the thing. The problem with the black grassroots is we get co-opted. We've been co-opted for many, many years by a lot of outsiders and riffraffs. This is why us labeling our tribe is very important. I saw something where somebody on Fox News or whatever referred to Elon Musk as an African American. You see, a lot of these white people be trying to low-key claim to be African American. That's why we got to watch these terms. We have to watch these terms. See, with foundational Black American, they can't co-opt that. They can't co-opt that. That's a airtight term. It's very specific. Because with African American or even Negro, anybody can co-opt that. Anybody can come along and say, hey, I'm a Negro. I'm supposed to get some reparations too. Hey, I'm a Negro and I'm supposed to be out here being the leader of your organization. Hey, I'm an African American. I was born in Senegal and now I'm in America, so I'm an African American, so I need to be the leader of your damn organization, and I don't think nobody gets reparations. You know, we've had that. We've been dealing with that. People using these terms that we've been abiding by and using them against us. That's why when we start using foundational Black Americans, at first, people got offended because they couldn't leech off of it. Notice a lot of now some of our non-FBA family, they respect it, and many of them respect it, but the tether class of niggas who like leeching off us, boy, they were like, hey, wait a minute now. Hold on now. what's with this FBA shit? That sounds like some bullshit right there. We all from the same people. We came from the same ship that dropped us off. Blip, 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 blip. Why would they get offended by us designating our own tribe? Because they can't leech off of us. You understand? They can't leech off of us. It's very important to designate ourselves in our language, in our customs. You understand? It's very important. And again, people study what black people on the grassroots do, especially foundational black Americans. They've always studied us. I got this great book talking about this 1972 study done at Harvard about the music industry. They, Columbia Records and all of these major labels, they wanted to take over the black music industry because in the 60s and 70s, there were a lot of black independent record labels popping up. They saw that black music was making all of this money, so they put out a study with Harvard to figure out how we need to take control of this stuff. We got to take control of this black music. You have people like James Brown. Remember, in the late 60s, early 70s, James Brown was the shit, and he controlled all of his stuff. James Brown had his own recording studio, his own record label, his own radio stations, his own pressing plants. So you had brothers really in the 60s, you know, people like Sam Cooke and all those people who were owning their own masters. So they couldn't just kill everybody like they did Sam Cooke. You know, they tried to do that, but they're like, hey, we just can't keep killing niggas. We got to figure out a way to take the music without, you know, these mysterious deaths because people are on to us. So we got to, how are we going to take over this music without bodying all of these black artists? You understand? So they put out a study, and this is a very interesting study. One day I'm going to read the book online and do some cliff notes and really break this book down and break this report down. But what's interesting, they were talking about how a lot of records that cross over, everything is tested by the grassroots black soul radio stations. They were like, they were coming to the conclusion, if we want to test the record, we gotta get it to the black radio stations. All the crossover records, all the pop records, whatever, we gotta test it. The testing ground is the black audience. That is our testing ground. We gotta test it there. If it's popping on the black radio stations and they like it, then we can blow it up and we can cross it over because we have a foundation for it. They were acknowledging that. They were acknowledging that in the late 60s, early 70s, coming up with ways to co-opt the DJs, talking about how to get more money and flip the DJs, flip the black DJs. It's a very, very interesting story. But they've always looked at us. And we don't understand how much influence that we have. We forget. We think that everything is about white mommy, white daddy. We forget our influence. Black people, we are the influencers. I keep telling black people, folks, they study us nonstop. We are the most studied people on the planet. These folks study every move we make, and they've always done that. We are the culture, just not only as foundational black Americans, but just black people, period. If we want to go there, even in history. When we look at certain things in popular culture, you can trace it back to current black culture or ancient black culture here and in the diaspora. Remember the other day I was talking about how a lot of things, especially in the comic book world, a lot of things were based on Moorish alchemy, the black people who were in Europe practicing alchemy. And there were some people talking to me about some of the comics, because I'm not too much into the comic book stuff, but there were some people letting me know. They were like, hey, what you were saying was making sense. I was talking about how Batman and bats were a part of symbolisms in Moorish alchemy. They would have bat wings and images of bats during medieval times in Europe based on Moorish alchemy. That's why later on they flipped it into vampires and all that stuff. But when you look at a lot of comics, comic books and comic book series, a lot of that is based on Moorish alchemy. Now, alchemy is basically the precursor to modern chemistry, where the Moors would go into Europe and bring in these books from Africa. They would translate them into Arabic, and then the Europeans would translate them into Latin later on. But basically, some of the key elements of alchemy, they were talking about using certain metals and minerals and transforming those minerals into other forms of matter. They were talking about something called the Philosopher's Stone. That was a very big thing in the Moorish alchemy, where there was a particular stone that everybody was looking for, and this stone was able to slow down gravity or speed up gravity and turn lead into gold, or turn other base metals or stones into gold. There was a big myth about that. And also this Philosopher's Stone could be used in water or elixirs to create a fountain of youth. There were a lot of different theories within alchemy. Very heavy stuff. And if you look at a lot of comic books now, a lot of the comic books and the characters are based on Moorish alchemy. A lot of these comic book characters, there's some type of infinity stone that gives them power or takes their power away. You understand? When you look at these comic book characters, there's always some kind of stone that gives them power or take the power away. Like Superman. On Krypton, kryptonite gives power, but on Earth, kryptonite takes away his power. Like Iron Man, doesn't he have some kind of metal that gives him strength? He puts the metal in his chest. Even Black Panther, vibranium, and a lot of them. Think about it, all you comic book geeks out there. I don't know too much about comic books, but there's always some type of stone, some type of infinity stone that gives them a power. That is based on Moorish alchemy. Somebody was breaking something down to me. They were like, in the Batman series, there's a character named Ra's al Ghul. And I'm like, whoa. That immediately raised my antennas. Ra's al Ghul, he's like a super villain. Now that name, that's a Moorish name, by the way. Ra's al Ghul, that's a Moorish name. You understand? And this Ra's al Ghul character has an elixir that is like a fountain of youth. So these people, and also the word elixir comes from al-ixir. That's a Moorish word too. Elixir is a Moorish word. So it's some heavy stuff, man. These folks study our history. Somebody said Thanos. Yeah, Wolverine. They put them in these elixirs. It's always some kind of metal or some kind of liquid that they put them in. That's Moorish alchemy, guys. That Ra's al Ghul is immortal, and he got his name because he was in North Africa. Look at the story. Look at it. I looked up. Yeah, Lazarus Pit. Yeah, that Lazarus Pit. That's supposed to be the Moorish fountain of youth. So I'm telling y'all where they get all that stuff from. They get all that stuff from the Moors, man. They get all that stuff from the Moors, from Moorish alchemy, Moorish science. That's where they get it from. Yeah, he was the teacher of Batman. Yeah. Again, it goes full circle. This guy with this Moorish name taught Batman. And remember, the Moors had all of these bat symbols. If you look at heraldry in Europe, there's all these bat signals. Yeah, these folks study our history. They study history. That's why, remember, when the white supremacists came over here, they were looking for gold and the fountain of youth. Ponce de Leon and Balboa, they came over here looking for the fountain of youth. You understand? That's what they were looking for when they came over here. We better understand our history. We better understand who we are. we better understand. And also another thing, we better understand how thorough and how they've always learned from us. We have to understand how thorough we have been. We've been taught we cannot do anything without white mommy and white daddy. Family, they learn from us. Historically, they learned from us. And truth be told, without us, they started falling off until we came and saved them. I really want black folks to understand that. Family, they sit up here and project a lot of their insecurities onto us. They make it seem like, well, listen, Negroes, if us white people weren't around, you guys will just be back naked. You'll be savages. You'll be running around like the cannibals you were when we saw you. And they got Negroes believing that. They run this game on black folks, and black folks sit up believing this stuff. And that's a projection, black folks. They love projecting that you're going to be savage without white people. You're going to be savage and insane and running around naked and all. Family, that's them projecting their history. This is why y'all better understand the history of Europe. Boy, they were living filthy and foul in Europe before black folks went up there with that alchemy and those elixirs, and all of those other things to clean that place up. A lot of black folks don't really fathom the idea of how filthy and ass out Europe was without black people going up there helping them. Black people really need to study the Dark Ages. This is why they don't talk about the Dark Ages. And they have to, when they do talk about the Dark Ages, they talk about the shit that black folks was bringing up there, like the alchemy and the sciences and all of that. That's where all these comic books are coming from. They're not talking about what the Europeans were doing up there starving and dying. We know about all the plagues that was happening up there. They had so many different plagues. It was ridiculous. Family, we know about the bubonic plague and the Justinian plague. They had another plague up there called St. Andrew's fire. Some of y'all might have heard that term before. A lot of folks, you hear these terms coming out of medieval Europe, but a lot of folks don't know what they mean. There was a plague up there called St. Andrew's fire. That was a plague, and it was a plague that they got from the crops they were growing up there. They were growing crops, and the crops were poisonous because that soil up there is so janky in Europe. Europe has some shitty soil, man. They have some crappy soil up there. So they were up there growing wheat and rye. The rye had some kind of fungus on it. And they would eat the rye because, you would make bread with it. And the rye, the fungus would drive them insane. It had almost like an LSD effect to it. It would drive them crazy. Their minds would be gone. Also, the fungus and the disease from the rye would burn their skin up. That's why they call it fire. St. Andrew's fire, make you feel like you're on fire. So this was a plague. Their own food up there was killing them. Yeah, that soil is horrible up there. It's filled with sulfur. There were all types of different poisonous alkaloids it was horrible up there. And Layla Africa broke this down. He was like, this is why when a lot of people in Europe, when they get wet, there's a smell. That's the sulfur in the body because of that soil, all that the sulfur in the soil up there. If you wet sulfur, there's a smell to it. That's where the proverbial wet dog smell comes from. It's heavy, man. I'm trying to be as scientific as possible here. It's heavy. Somebody said if you watch Son of Batman on HBO, they have Roz in the film with alchemy and all. Okay, I gotta watch that. I gotta watch that. Hit the thumbs up button, hit the like button. We in here heavy. We're in here heavy. Oh yeah, but yeah, it's pretty janky up there as far as a lot of that soil. Oh, they were dying off heavy. And cannibalism, boy, the cannibalism was really happening up there heavy. They try to hide that cannibalism. Family, the cannibalism up there was a beast. And we talked about that in one of the Hidden Colors films. Family, do y'all know in Europe for a long time, they would be killing people and putting them in pies. They were real big on that, especially children. There's documents showing that kids would be missing and then they'd be chopping up kids and putting them in pies and cooking them in pies. That was a big thing in Europe. This thing where you kill people and then make meat pies out of them. That's why those old crazy European pies that don't nobody eat outside Europe, we don't fuck with none of them pies. Mincemeat. Watch these terms like mincemeat. Y'all have heard mincemeat before. A lot of the mincemeat, according to some historians, that mincemeat, a lot of it was chopped up human flesh. Yeah, Sweeney Todd. Yeah, Sweeney Todd was, a lot of them are saying that was based on a real person. Y'all look up Sweeney Todd. Yeah, the shepherd's pie was a real damn shepherd. Look up Sweeney Todd. There was a novel, the Penny Dreadful novels back in the 19th century. There were novels mentioning the character Sweeney Todd, who was supposed to be based on a real person. He was called the Devil Barber or something like that. But Sweeney Todd was a barber. He had a barber's chair, and under the barber's chair was a trap door. So he would slit somebody's throat if they were in the barber's chair. They would fall down in some kind of pit and break their neck or whatever. Then he would go down there and chop them up and take their body parts out and give it to a lady next door, and she would bake them in pies and sell them at her bakery. And they were doing stuff like this for real. They were doing stuff like this. That was a thing. Cooking, making pies out of people. You know, you kill somebody and you get rid of the body by making a pie out of them. So you kill somebody and the authorities come to your house. Hello, Mike. We're looking for a victim. Somebody came up missing. Oh, really? Come on in. Let's talk about it. Have some pie while we talk about this missing person you're looking for. I got some mince pie that we can eat, and you and the authorities are sitting there eating the damn evidence. That's how they got rid of the evidence, by sitting up here eating folks. Yeah, Hansel and Gretel. Look at those stories. Look at those stories are based on real shit, man. Yeah, even now when people make an insult, hey man, you mess with me, I'll turn you into mincemeat. And man, I'll make mincemeat out of you. That means I'll chop you up and put you in a pie. That's real shit, man. That's real talk. Like Hansel and Gretel was about wasn't that about a witch that was gonna eat them? Yeah, that's real. They were big on eating people and making pies out of people. Family, let me tell you something. A few years ago, in 2017, over in Russia, there was a white couple, dude named Dmitry something, but y'all can Google this. Up there in Russia, this white dude, Dmitry something, him and his chick, I can't think of his last name, but he's in Russia. Him and his wife, they were doing the same shit. They were chopping up people, killing them, chopping people up, and the wife was making pies out of people. And they were selling the pies. This was in Russia a few years ago. This is in Russia a few years ago. This dude and his wife, they were killing people, chopping them up, and making pies and selling the damn pie. You understand? Y'all Google this stuff. This is some heavy stuff. That's why black folks instinctively don't like eating at white folks' houses. Y'all know, listen, let's keep it real. Y'all niggas know, y'all know good and well, y'all don't be eating at white people's houses. You know you don't. Your coworkers, listen, let me talk to all the black people who's listening. All the black people who's listening, you got white buddies, you got white coworkers who you're really cool with, and when they be inviting you to dinner at their house, your ass instinctively be like, yeah, I'm good. I'll check my schedule. I'll see. I'll let you know. Let's keep it a buck, black folks. Instinctively, you're like, I'm not going over there, eating none of that. Let's keep it a buck. None of y'all be like, yeah, I'm about to go to my white buddy's house and eat. No, you instinctively, black folks know, something might be in the pot that I might not be fucking with. And you know it. You know good, even when they bring you shit. Because sometimes they'll bring you some, hey, Darnell, I cooked some boysenberry pie. It's so delicious, man. I got it from my grandma from Europe. Hey, man, we got you a big slice of it. You're like, oh, cool. Yeah, I just ate lunch, man. Damn, I just had me some Chipotle, man. Shit, you should have got me earlier, bro. It just look good as hell. I'm going to save it for later. And nigga, you take that pie home and toss that bitch in the garbage can so fast. You ain't about to eat one drop of that bullshit. And y'all niggas know it. Let's stop playing. Y'all know y'all not about to eat that. Sisters, you got your white homegirl at the job. Hey, Carlethia. I got a delicious tuna casserole I made for Kwanzaa. I know this is your holiday. I know this is your day. And I made a great tuna casserole just for you and your family. So this is for you, man. You're such a great person. And you're, oh, thank you, girl. Oh, girl, you did that, girl. She be there talking that shit to her. Girl, you did that, Becky. You giving Betty Crocker. I'm getting Betty Crocker, girl. You be talking that shit. And Carlethia, you take that pot home and burn that shit. You don't want the pot, nothing. You burn that shit. You ain't about to eat none of it. You know good and well you ain't about to eat that woman's tuna casserole. After you done blew her head up and talked all that shit. You're like, girl, this bitch brought some cataract. Girl, hell no, I ain't eat that shit, girl. You be at home talking so much shit. You ain't about to eat that. You don't know what's in it. Instinctively, you know something ain't right. Come on, black folks. I know y'all niggas. I know you. Girl, Becky, you put your foot in this thing, girl. Please. Y'all ain't about to eat now. Drop. Instinctively, we know their history. We know how they get down. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I'm cool in the gang. You know? But no, this is why we have to understand history. We got to understand their history. We have to understand our history, ladies and gentlemen. We have to understand their history. We have to understand our history. And now this is the holiday season. See, another thing we're going to have to start doing, and this is what we're going to do next year, guys. What we're going to start doing, because a lot of people talk about the holidays and celebrating and all that. And we were having a discussion all this week about the celebrating of white holidays, quote unquote. And the only way to rectify having to default celebrate a white holiday, you have to transfix your own culture and your own holiday on top of it. Now, we tried to do that with Kwanzaa. Now, some people have an issue with Kwanzaa, and rightfully so. I get that. And I say happy Kwanzaa or whatever, but I do understand certain reservations people have about Kwanzaa because of Karenga. Karenga, the man who created Kwanzaa, he was clicked in with the CIA and the FBI and all that. So yeah, I understand the reservations of that. But the thing is, we got to make power moves, guys. We have to make power moves. And what we have to do is create our own holidays. See, when we start doing that, that's showing power. Family, we got to create our own holidays. You understand? Let's create our own holidays. Family, and this is what I propose we do next year. For next year, we start celebrating our own foundational Black American holiday. If you want to make a real power move, so you got to not be afraid of the white supremacists. This is my proposal to the family. We should make a foundational Black American holiday and make it on December 25th and put real history on it. That's what we need to do. Family, that's what I want y'all to think about that. And give it a foundational Black American name using the Tut language. Let's get it right. Let's break this thing down. No. Let's break it down. Let's do something that makes sense. So we got Juneteenth, which is good. But around this time of the year, see, Juneteenth is good. And remember, it was black people really celebrating Juneteenth. And after a while, the nation is celebrating Juneteenth. We can do that with anything we choose to do. Once we start doing it, we can do it. And we can call it a Ratatouille. Aratisuse. That means arise. And we can get this holiday popping using the Tut language again, because that has foundational Black American historic significance. You understand? 12/25/22, we start practicing Aratisuse. Arise. And why do we call it arise? What we can do, we can acknowledge the African heritage and the foundation of Black American heritage. Now, yes, arise, the word arise in Tut language. We get our real significance to it, because let's be very clear. December 25th was based on the arising of Heru in ancient Kemetic culture. Did y'all know that? And we talked about this in the Hidden Colors films. Arutissuse. Aratisuse. Aratisuse. And that means arise. December 25th was about the arising of Heru. That's where the Christmas myth was born. The Romans came in and the Greeks, and they kind of transfixed some of their own stuff in it. And then the rising of Heru got remixed. And then we got Christmas, where Santa Claus comes on December 25th, and it's the rising of Jesus and all that. That comes from Heru, the rising of the sun. Yes. So we can acknowledge that. We can acknowledge that part of December 25th. Also, another interesting thing about December 25th, and around Christmas, for foundational Black Americans, this was very significant to us, because this was when a lot of foundational Black Americans escaped and they rose up from those plantations. Did y'all know that? Around Christmas time is when a lot of Black people escaped, especially Harriet Tubman. She did a lot of her rescue missions around Christmas. Did y'all know that? Christmas was very significant because a lot of the slave masters, a lot of them would be out of town. A lot of the slaves would get passes. So that was a perfect opportunity for them to escape, because a lot of times they would get a good head start, and the slave owners and the overseers did not know that they were missing because they were preoccupied with the holidays. So a lot of Black folks got to arise and rise up off of these plantations and get to their freedom. We should celebrate that, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of folks didn't know that. A lot of folks didn't know that. That's something that we should celebrate. That's our holiday right there. Aratisuse. You understand? When we have our own Aratisuse cards, and all we have to do is just get on code, and that's it. That's the holiday. You celebrate what you're on code with. You understand? No. December 25th is your day, man. Somebody said, that's their day. No, they got it from you. Listen, Black folks, I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Somebody, that's the white man. No, it ain't the white man, dude. They got it from Kemet. Do you understand that? They knew the significance of that day. They got it from Kemet. They got it from the ancient Africans in Egypt. And they just remixed it for themselves. They always do that. They always do that. And we got Plebiscite Island niggas in here talking about, it's Satan. And it's, oh, Lord. This Plebiscite Island niggas in here. No. Let's make a power move. Let's make a power move. That's how you make a power move. You create your own damn holiday. And you celebrate that. Yeah, they got the shit from us. That's what Christmas and all that, they got it from us. Hell, St. Nicholas, who Santa Claus is based off of, was a black dude from Turkey who was at the Council of Nicaea. You better understand history. Look up some of this stuff. Some people, some of these niggas, boy, because when you start making power moves, niggas start getting scared. I see some scared Plebiscite Island niggas in here. Oh, no, don't know about that now. Oh, no. They steal the white man. No, stop, nigga. Nah. Yeah, don't start plebiscite babbling. We create our own holiday. You understand? Around the same time in December, you got what? Hanukkah, you got Kwanzaa, you got all of these other celebrations around the same time. Yeah? This nigga said old Saint Nick means devil. Lord. Okay, nigga. It's one of these niggas who got his degree in prison. Now, first of all, listen here. The reindeers were really white folks who turned in, they were really centaurs. They were half cracker and half donkey, okay? And then they had antlers on their heads, and then they became the reindeer. That's why they nose get red like the hunky, like a red neck and a red nose. Shut up, nigga. Okay, we got some immigrants from Plebiscite Island. Some niggas that immigrated over from Plebiscite Island. Here we go. We don't need the Plebiscite Island niggas. All right? See, December 25th is Nimrod's birthday. That's also the rising of Heru, dude. It's the rising of Heru. Oh, we got them niggas. Oh, we got them. Here we go. Here we go. Now listen, brother. No. We don't celebrate on that day, brother. December 25th, man, that's a wicked day, brother. That's a very wicked day, brother. That's the day that the abominable snowman gave birth to Bigfoot, and Bigfoot therefore terrorized North America. That's why they can't find him, because Bigfoot is really a killer white man with a gang of fur, brother, coming out of the caves of the Caucasus Mountains, brother. That's where it comes from. It was an abominable snowman up in the Caucasus Mountains. He gave birth to Bigfoot. Bigfoot walked over from the Caucasus Mountains over the Bering Straits, came through to Alaska. That's what, remember, they kept seeing Bigfoot in Alaska. That's a big hairy cracker. So we can't celebrate on the 25th because that's celebrating Bigfoot and the cracker, brother. Now you got to keep it real if we going to keep it real now. Now I need to put some money on my PayPal, brother, because I got a book talking about we going to keep it real about Sasquatch. All right. God damn. We celebrate our own foundational Black American holiday. That's how you make a power move. You understand? That's how you make a power move. And the niggas want to start arguing semantics already. Hold on now, do we celebrate it in the daytime or at night? Because see, at night on December 25th, that's the Nimrod's birthday too, brother. And Nimrod has a block party in Brooklyn, and you can't have, if you have a celebration on December 25th at night while Nimrod is having a block party in Brooklyn, that's going to cause the kundalini of the Earth's vibratory system to shift, and there's going to be a tsunami that's going to come down from Canada and kill everybody, nigga. So we don't want to, shut up. Lord, man, shut the fuck up. Damn. Niggas already trying to argue semantics already. We're trying to get a holiday popping, our own holiday. Niggas already trying to argue semantics. Did you say December 25th? No, we can't start it then, brother, because I got a court date, and I won't be able to celebrate, brother. I got a court date. I got to check in with the probation because I had a dirty drug test 2 months ago. So can we have it on December 27th? Stop. It's about to be nigga time. Here we go. Here we go. Lord. Whenever we want to get some popping, we want to make a power move, the plebiscite prison babble starts. See? Here we go. You dig? Arise. That's what we do in our own language, representing our own history, paying homage to the African history, also paying homage to the foundational Black American history of rising up to freedom. That's the holiday, ladies and gentlemen. And it's an empowering holiday. You understand? That's the great thing about being a people who are about nation building. You can create your own days and holidays and can't nobody stop you. That's a power move. Aratususe. And it's a language that foundational Black Americans spoke. You understand? And family, let me tell you something. We on code with this. In about 5 to 10 years, it'll be a national holiday. If enough of us get on code, we'll make this thing a national holiday. That will empower your kids. You understand? That will empower your kids. That will empower you. Because it has real significance and it has real history and it's coming from a real place and it ain't no CIA, FBI involved and none of that shit. You understand? That's how you make a power move. And that's what we're going to do next year. We're going to celebrate that next year. We need to start preparing for that all this year, getting ready and preparing for it. That's the power move, ladies and gentlemen. We are foundational Black Americans. We are nation builders. We built this place. We better act like it. Family, we started Memorial Day. Foundational Black Americans started Memorial Day. After the Civil War, Black folks wanted to show respect to the Union soldiers. Remember, after the Civil War, the soldiers, they were very unpopular. Nobody gave a fuck about the soldiers, all the dead people, all the buildings blown up. People didn't like the soldiers. It was Black people who said, you know what? Y'all look like y'all helped us out with this slavery thing, which they really didn't, but that's another story. But Black people were pretty grateful. Like, well, damn, y'all fought these white supremacists. So, hey, we'll memorialize you. We'll pay homage to you. It was Black people who stood up and said, hey, let's honor these fallen soldiers. It was Black Americans who did that. That's where Memorial Day came from. That is where Memorial Day came from. I want y'all to look that up. That's where Memorial Day, yes. It was Black people who wanted to commemorate the soldiers who died. And it was Black people who said, let's bury them properly. There was bodies all over the place. Black people said, let's bury them properly. But we have a wonderful humanity. Let's have that humanity for ourselves. Arise. Arise. Nothing more powerful than that. Aratususe. Say it in your own language. Give props to your foundational Black American ancestors. Aratususe. You understand? That's nation building. That's a power move. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to keep doing that. So we're going to get ready to celebrate Aratususe for next year. Anyway, y'all, that's been today's episode of Tariq Radio. Had a great conversation with the family tonight. Don't forget to go get the book, Foundation of Black American Race Baiter. Get it right now at Amazon. Click the link right there below. If you want a signed copy, go to officialfba.com. Ladies and gentlemen, you can go there. And I will holler at you guys this Sunday.